Why you can be barefoot too.
Yeah, like you wear. Like,
It's not like the video.
No one's gonna see it.
I wear the cowboy boots with this. And
No, you just want to be as tall as me. Take off your boots and stop stepping on me.
Come on. Don't step on your girlfriend. It's not nice. There you go.
It's not like, the video camera can't tell.
Yeah,
look, I was wearing cowboy boots.
There you go.
There you go.
This is First Issue.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Fess. And this is Michael Allred's It Girl from
Image
Comics. So
now to be clear, Mike Allred created the character, but Mike Allred is not involved with this particular comic. This is Mike Norton, and I forget who wrote it.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Jamie S. Rich wrote
And it's It Girl and the Atomics.
It Girl and the Atomics. It always confuses me when you got...
well, let's talk about the
Well, it's
cover.
like Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah, the problem is, and the Atomics gets completely lost because it's yellow and it's the same hue of yellow as all of these AP symbols in the background.
Well, it's an eye and then an upside down eye
Inside of a T.
and then a T
and then a T
and then a girl logo.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now.
That is a very layered logo.
Yes.
I am impressed.
It is very good.
That's like the FedEx logo with the hidden arrows and everything.
So I see what they were going for, but I don't think they really succeeded in pulling off this cover. They're trying to make it look like debut issue and blah blah blah, and like all these different little things here are supposed to look like a magazine, but I don't think I know what they're going for. They didn't pull it off right. It could have been better.
Well, the problem is like a lot of magazines actually have kind of shit covers, and for like the comic eye, like keep in mind for a normal, let's say like a Vogue magazine or something, they're just competing based on who it is on the cover, like which celebrity. When it comes to It Girl, she's competing with covers of like dudes on fire throwing men made out of metal through cars. So you have to they're trying to make it a little more colorful. Unfortunately, this logo in the background just makes the rest of it sort of fall away, and all you kind of see is this girl doing the kind of Liefeld pose, or as best as you can if you're as best as you can if you were a real person, because she's not obviously pulling it off because she's got a spine.
Yeah. and I'd like to point out that
body type.
Mike Allred did the cover art.
Yes.
On this.
Yes.
And
you got the
Allred right here.
Allred is he has a very unique sort of look to his art, and I always like seeing his stuff.
Yeah,
that's not what the artwork is on the inside. It's Mike Norton, who I like too.
Oh yeah.
But
which is fine. Like that never bothered me if the art is different.
I think the big problem with the cover is that logo background.
Yeah,
that really is.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're going to do it in the style of an actual like Vogue magazine or something, it's usually like just one solid color,
or just slight
white.
Gradient, or like
or white, or a very dull background.
Right.
It doesn't work on the comic.
I see what was going here. I think it could have been a lot better, but it certainly is bright and showy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially on the rack. But
we'll continue.
So going in, we see
a thug.
We see a thug running away with a purse.
Purse snatching because it's 1945.
So we see It Girl here,
buff version of her.
Yeah.
With long, crazy
very
hair.
different from the cover.
Purse snatching, really? That's so 1970s New York.
Which is great because I'm looking at her and she's so 1990s New York.
Yes.
She's got all the pouches. She's got
so many pouches.
The freaking Gambit trench coat on, and you're kind of like, I suppose if you were into It Girl, I'm assuming that It Girl existed prior to this issue. And you'd be like, what the hell, Mike Norton, what are you doing?
Honestly, I think this outfit looks pretty badass, really.
Well, the thing is...
She's covered up, for one. I mean, she's got...
It's true, but it's also
a uniform color.
Like sucked into every crevice of her body. It's a very
90s.
Image.
Yeah, it's a very spoof. Yeah,
it's kind of... Yeah,
I
opened this page and Mike Norton, no.
Really? Oh, well, okay. So we have her flying off. And going off to another crime going down where she comes up and it's going to stop these two big giant thugs from the 40s.
Yeah. Remember this word. Remember the word thug. Thug works.
Thug.
Especially
thug.
because they're...
Okay, thug. So we got these couple of thugs here that are going to beat up this little guy, and this mysterious woman in a limousine looking on. Man, that guy has a big nose.
Well, yeah. He's supposed to be a rat. Get it?
All right. Okay. All right. So
yeah, but she's like beating the shit out of these guys who
easily just tossing these guys about, and
her nemesis. What was her name? Like something La Gaga or some shit.
Lala Wawa.
Lala Wawa.
Lala Wawa.
And so she gets away, but she doesn't quite get away as she turns around
and runs over the snitch.
And then we find. Wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, at first I was like...
She gets a score.
Yeah, she gets a score, and I was like, oh shit, was this the same year Scott Pilgrim got popular? What the fuck? But then you find out, no, it's not a video game motif. It is a video game that It Girl is playing.
Yes.
And everyone who saw the costume design and was wondering what the fuck is kind of breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, and that's like, that's a Mike Norton I know.
Yes. With like actual better body types.
And the faces are very expressive. And
yes.
It is really fun.
Very expressive. It's the same kind of like teeth out eyes. And when you look at it again, knowing it's a video game, specifically a video game that seems to be set in the early 90s comics or something, it is actually freaking brilliant.
Yeah, it's a nice little nod to, hey, this is what we're making fun of.
Yeah, especially considering that thing we're making fun of, that's the bread and butter of our company.
Well, yeah.
So basically, a friend of It Girl is basically saying, "You got to get out of here.
I think that's Slug.
You got to get out of here." Her name, her name is Dory. So
that's her real name. I'm not going by her name in the little.
Is she an atomic, basically?
Well, yeah, she's one of them.
So get outside and you stink. Take a shower, and then we get a shot of It Girl in her proper costume. Which, honestly, I don't like that. I like this other costume a lot better than this.
But this is practical.
No, it's not. These are low-rise jeans showing off.
They are low-rise jeans. I will vouch for low-rise jeans. They're very comfortable.
And then the shirt exposing her midriff.
Yeah, the midriff is the only thing for me. I'm kind of like, But
it's simple. There's no cape to get snagged on stuff. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So we learn about basically what is It Girl, what's her power. She touches a plastic bag, and she even talks about it. She gets the property of the objects that she touches. And
she's basically absorbing
floating around.
To the same point as absorbing.
Absorbing girl.
Yeah.
Absorbing girl.
So absorbing girl. So she could be a legionnaire.
Essentially, yeah. Well, any
absorbing last.
Yeah. And any character under 18 in comics could be a legionnaire.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And so she just checks out this guy. It's like, wait a minute, this guy should be in jail.
Yeah, it's like he's the skunk, a villain of some sort. And he's got a gun in that pawn shop. What the fuck? I'm going to beat his ass. And he gets in there and he punches the hell out of him, only to find out that he was actually pawning the gun, which belonged to his grandfather.
Because he just got out of jail and he can't
get a job when he's an ex-con.
He needs money.
Yeah, and here's the great thing when they reveal to you why he's out of jail, despite the fact that she thought he had a much longer sentence.
Yes.
It's that he accidentally killed her sister, who was Volcano Chick or something. Lava Lass. Here we go.
There we go.
Because he didn't realize that the stink spray he had was incredibly combustible.
Which is hilarious.
Exactly. Really cool.
Oh, yeah, people died. That's hilarious.
Oh, wait for it.
But it is hilarious.
It is hilarious because the reason he got out is she came back to life at some point. Therefore, why the hell are you still in jail?
Yes.
She's not dead.
Yeah.
So they just let him out because he's no longer guilty of the crime. Which I wonder if that happens to other criminals in comics. You know, like if, I don't know, say the Joker kills, I don't know, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And then at some point they catch him, but Jason Todd comes back. Shouldn't the Joker get out?
No, he's done so many other things.
Yeah, I know. Well, how about this? Take one life sentence off of it.
Let's leave him with the 56 other life sentences back to back.
Yeah, but you gotta address it.
No, wait, he never gets convicted. He just gets the fucking insanity plea. What are we talking about?
That's true. But still, shouldn't they at some point just be like, look, we're gonna just erase the whole Jason Todd thing off your record. We're gonna dumb it down to like assault with a deadly weapon. Anyway,
so this is kind of crazy, but she actually gives him some cash.
Yeah.
Which is like,
She's like,
That's a little different. That's a little
she's
weird.
like, shit, man. I know you're gonna have a hell of a time finding a job, dude. Don't pawn your fucking dad's heirloom.
Yeah. And honestly, you don't go to a pawn shop. You go on eBay or Craigslist or an actual collector. You don't go to a pawn shop.
Well, maybe he watches too much Pawn Stars, where they assume that's where shit that's supposed to go.
And then we find out this skunk man or whatever the hell he was.
He's been supplying.
He's being approached by his old marsupial gang.
Yeah, there's a gang. Oh my god, I didn't even notice they're all marsupials, especially because my whole thought was like, these are some dedicated.
Skunk's not a marsupial.
Not a marsupial,
right.
but there's.
Well, he's not.
We got porcupine guy and.
Well, he's a hedgehog, so
and-
maybe not.
I think that's a hedgehog.
This one's a ferret.
Yeah, never mind. Fuck what I said. Anyways,
Rodents.
furries.
Rodents.
Anyway, yeah.
Rodents. There we go.
Rodents.
So anyway, these guys are like, dude, you gotta give us upgrades to our fursuits, man. FurCon is coming up, and my fucking face is showing. This is bullshit. You need to give me at least a mask. And he's like, God, fuck you guys. I'm not into this evil shit anymore. They're like, no, man. I said FurCon. Are you listening to me? And no, I'm kidding. They actually want upgrades for their evil shit so they can go commit crimes. And he's like, dude, I'm not into that anymore.
I just got out of jail.
Yeah, I just got out of jail. God damn, I don't want to go back. And so they're like, yeah, we're going to beat your ass then and steal your grandfather's gun.
So
they're bad dudes.
Yeah, they're bad dudes, and he got probably... they don't seem to steal the cash. So
yeah, and one thing I do want to point out, we see the silhouette in the window of his home, which we also see a little silhouette of this in her bedroom
when she leaves.
And also this is also the silhouette from the game, which I'm gonna guess this is a game based off of the real life adventure.
I don't know if it's the same
I
silhouette.
don't think that's the same thing.
I am going to go out on a limb and suggest it is.
I don't think so.
I don't
Because I think it's
no.
It's not the exact same, but I'm pretty sure this game is based off of her. Like she got the license for this game, so they made a superhero game based off of her. And this could be one of her nemesis in the game. So this could be her nemesis in real life.
Because the thing for me is,
see, it looks so much like it. I bet you.
I don't know enough about It Girl to know if that's a character that Lala Wawa is a character, if she exists in It Girl already, and this is a video game version of her. Or if that's a character that only exists in the video game.
She maybe just created her avatar to look like it, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the impression that I got is she was playing a game that was kind of like City of Heroes.
Oh, okay.
Because it's called like Dark Knights or something like that. Like it's a very generic superhero-ish name.
Okay.
The thought that I had was that she was playing it.
I guess I could see that. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and anyway, that happens.
We get It Girl is basically back at the compound at the superhero hideout or whatever.
Bored as hell, and Dr. Venture decides to show up.
Yes. And Dr. Venture has this fascinating wardrobe choice where he has this scarf thing that goes up over his ears but leaves his ears exposed.
I'm pretty sure he borrowed that from... I think he borrowed that from Gambit.
I'm fascinated by this thing.
Yeah. Well, he borrowed it from Gambit, took the headband off, and said, "Okay, I'm going to take this brown."
And he's like the resident mad scientist, honestly. Mm-hmm. He's looking for
a guinea pig.
A guinea pig to try out this new sort of thing. The only reason why It Girl says she will is because she's bored.
Yes.
Bored.
Well, because she tried to fight crime, and all she ended up doing was hitting a guy who was trying to pawn something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I'm starting not to like her. Honestly, it's like,
well, she
seems way too much of a bubblehead to me now.
Yeah, and they keep talking about how dumb she is, and like that's why she makes a perfect assistant. And I was like, when I first read this, honestly, it took me a second to realize that was It Girl, because her personality seemed to shift so much. I did not register her as the same character.
Well, maybe she absorbed the reasoning properties of concrete.
Well, I think the reasoning properties of that paper bag she was using.
That's why she's so floaty. Anyway.
That's about right.
So she's strapped into this capsule thing in which it's basically he's trying like electronic teleportation, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we see like one of the other guys is Mott. Mott is over here with like this little transceiver to receive her.
Yeah. Assuming it works. And
everybody doesn't want to volunteer with him because this guy's a whack job and they don't want to get killed, basically.
Yeah, the impression seems to be that his stuff works maybe 50% of the time, if that, the way they're reacting towards them. Again, I don't know enough about Hit Girl to know if that, I mean, It Girl, not Hit Girl, It Girl to know if that's true or not. Very different character.
Oh, the game was called Dark Streets.
Dark Streets, okay, that was close.
Dark something.
Yeah, dark shit, fucking Iron Age comics.
Yeah, where she can pretend to be the knight.
Yeah. And so they're getting ready to go ahead and do this, and zap, and it looks like it may be working, or maybe it's just her mind. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read really what's going on here.
I think it's a point because
she explains on the last page. You know, she's being zapped across the known universe, and
something's coming to grab her.
Something's coming after her.
Yep.
To be continued.
To be continued.
You gotta have a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Now with this. What do you guys think about this comic as a whole? Does it work as a number one?
I think so. I think it succeeds as a number one. It's got some rough spots, but I think it's fun. I mean, the art pops. It's very bright. It's fun. It's got a good sense of humor. Not everything works, but it's I'm interested in reading number 2.
Yeah, I would say it succeeds as well. It's a bit looser than I would normally like for a number 1, but it works very well as a sort of number 1 I might have read when I was reading a lot of superhero comics.
Yeah.
Where, okay, it's a number 1. It's a jumping on point, not necessarily the beginning of the story. So but like for every character that's introduced, we tend to know enough about them to have a functional understanding of what's going on. Like we got the skunk here, and within 3 pages, you love the guy.
Yeah.
You know what's going on with him. And when I saw his freaking gang pop up, I was like, oh, shit, I kind of wanted him to do all right.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, what an interesting story. He accidentally, and it seems like the moment he accidentally killed Lava Lass, he was done with the whole thing, like at that moment. Because he pleads no contest.
Yeah.
He's like, I deserve to be put in jail. I'm not going to resist at all. And, then he's let out unexpectedly when she gets resurrected. So he's like, oh my God, I got a second chance at life, and so did she. I'm not going to screw this up. And the first thing that happens is his buddies show up. And that's the cliche. Everyone does that, but I did not expect it because I wanted him so bad to be okay. So
well, I also love that the characterizations are very immediate.
Yeah.
They're quick, they're efficient. You do get introduced to a lot of characters in this comic, but it doesn't feel like you're getting lost.
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing.
The only thing I would say that bugged me, characterization-wise, is It Girl goes from being a pretty, mid to high intelligence girl with a lot of compassion and drive to suddenly near unrecognizable.
Well, she's also not in public. She's not putting up a guise.
But it's still...
She's not presenting herself for, around her. This is her just... Nobody can be on... Okay, Robin Williams can be on all the time, but most people can't be on all the time, so this could be like, it seems more like the true her of just... I don't know, she's in a funk or whatever, but here's my problem. We know more about this guy than we do of It Girl.
Yeah,
we totally do.
Well, she
and then,
plays video games, and she's...
Well, yeah, we know a little bit about that, but we don't really know what drives her other than wanting to be cool. Basically, and like this whole second part of the comic where...
Dr. Venture...
I'm just like, what? Why is this here? This seems like a lot of... It seems like, well, okay, I'm not sure where to... It seems like the writer's like, well, I'm not really sure where to go from here, so let's have a fucking crazy scientist send her into... Wait.
I would say it's also you didn't know where to go so much as, well, people who've read the previous It Girls are going to want to know where the hell Dr. Venture is, so we better make sure he shows up, does something wacky that they're expecting him to do, and so that new people know who he is, because him being a character in It Girl, pretty sure he's going to show up sooner or later. Let's get it out of the way. First issue... We recognize what his deal is, more or less. He's a generic mad scientist, but we get that at least.
I mean, we know a little bit more about him,
We don't know
too.
that she's part of this compound until she shows up in this scene.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're establishing there.
So, we know more about this crazy guy. We know more about the other guy. I don't think we know as much about It Girl as in It Girl and the Atomics as I feel we should. I mean... It fall again. This is another comic where it falls apart for me towards the end. It's like, what? It's like, okay, we did that little thing. Now here's this completely other little thing. I want to go meh for the most
Go for
part
it.
because it really based. It's like I got this. I was starting to read this. Hey, this is really cool. I wonder what the second comic is going to be like. And then I got to the end of the comic. It's like, well, I'll pick it up off the shelf and look at it first. So I started Succeeds, and then I would say I turned meh.
Okay.
And that's honestly how it was when I read this comic. That's how I felt. So there you have it. It Girl and the Atomics by Image Comics.
Now he hits the one we wanted him to. He's like tagging the same.
Get that sucker.
He's on you. He's on you.
Wait, are you squishing the bug on her?
Yes.
I'm trying to. I'm having a hard time actually killing him, actually.
Oh, Jesus. It is an ant fly.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you're comfortable picking up animals. Anyways,